Hi, I'm Shannon with Itsy Bitsy Book Bits, and here's what readers are saying about Lies Lost and Found by Jacqueline Boulden. This is a gripping small town mystery with an exciting and engaging storyline. Rose is pulled into a dangerous investigation, having found a stash of money and a desperate note hidden in her late father's den. Although injured photojournalist Rose follows the trail of a whistleblower and at a lakeside inn at the Adirondack Mountains uncovers the abuse of immigrant workers. Realizing that she can't stop the exploitation of these workers on her own, Rose sets out to find Kelsey Jacobs, who disappeared having discovered the abuse of immigrants years before, but whose investigation led to death threats. However, no one knows if she's even still alive. As Rose digs deeper, she wonders if her father's sudden death was actually natural. Rose is determined to bring down the unscrupulous businessman and expose his crimes. She also wants to know if he was behind her father's death. I was hooked throughout by this mix of mystery, sisterhood, and social justice. The fast paced storyline and plot twist kept me happily turning the pages. Both Rose and Kelsey are strong female characters who are likable and relatable. I liked the more personal subplot of whether Rose's father had been murdered, as this added an extra dimension to the story. An enjoyable and engaging novel, which I highly recommend. That was by Jennifer on Goodreads. Here's what Janet Coops from Goodreads had to say. I really enjoyed Lies Lost and Found by Jacqueline Boulden. It starts with a photojournalist finding $10,000 hidden in her late dad's office, and from there, the mystery takes off. The story dives into some dark territory, including a human trafficking ring, but it's handled with care and kept me turning the pages. I especially loved the strong female characters and the suspenseful ending. Definitely worth a read. Here's one from Helen Sucher 608 on BookBub. Lies Lost and Found is the second book in a series by Jacqueline Boulden, which revolve around the main character, Rose Webster, and her small hometown of Lake Amelia. Whilst tidying the family home after the death of her mother, Rose stumbles over some startling information hidden by her deceased father. Was her father's death really due to a sudden heart attack, or are there more sinister forces in play? Rose is still recovering from her own illness and injuries, but with the help of her newly found sister Maxie and her small town connections, long held secrets and lies will be exposed and dangerous partnerships will emerge from the shadows. This book was definitely a page turner all the way to the end. I can't wait to see where Rose will end up next. This one is by L. Costello on Amazon. Well, Rose Webster is at it again. The feisty photojournalist can't keep her nose out of a potential story, particularly if it seems related to her family. This time, she's discovered a note and a cache of cash in a hidden compartment of her deceased father's office. And suddenly, her father's former law partner is getting weird, mysterious connections begged to be made. And Rose, who was only in Lake Amelia to sort things after her mother's death and recover from her own broken arm, is chasing another mystery. This one is about mistreatment of immigrant workers in the big tourist trade in upstate New York, timely and with a satisfyingly nasty bad guy. The story is a standalone, but the characters and setting were familiar from Family Ties, Family Lies. Rose is healing, connecting with people in the village and her mother's dear dog Gladys, and wondering whose life she's leading. Will she ever go back to Philly where her work and friends are? Lake Amelia, Gladys, and these emerging mysteries might keep her in place. I hope so, because I want to read the next one. This is a page turner with plenty of danger and excitement, but a cute dog, realistic characters, and a lovely setting to balance it out. I strongly recommend. Lots of stars. This last one comes from Jessica Condra on Amazon. This was compelling and engaging page turner. This is my first by this author, and though the second in a series, was able to be read as a standalone. I very much enjoyed the character and plot development and the overall crafting of the story. Rose stumbles into a mystery in her late father's house after looking to start over. She's drawn into the case of a missing woman, and the secrets keep pouring out. I loved Rose as a character and following her through the story. There are difficult topics tackled in the story, but it was very well written about and handled. It was hard to put this one down and can easily be read in a sitting or two. I would choose to read another book by this author after reading this one. Highly recommend.